Just under a month ago, I had to apologise to one of the biggest brands in golf. I had to apologise to PXG for misplacing my Black Ops driver. Luckily, they forgave me. They invited me down to test their brand new driver for 2026 in their South London superstore. But today we are introducing the brand new PXG Lightning driver. Today I am testing out the Lightning Tour Mid 9 degree, which I was fitted for. But how good is this driver going to perform? We're going to talk technology, we're going to compare it to the previous generation. Let's get into it. Now, straight away down behind the golf ball, a very similar look to the previous generation, very similar to that Black Ops. Look fantastic, and for me, the PXG Black Ops changed the game a little bit for PXG. Before, drivers were maybe a little bit more hit and miss. You didn't see many in people's golf bags, but the Black Ops certainly changed that. And down in my fitting, I was fitted for this driver right here, the Tour Mid. We'll talk about the different models very soon. And again, they're very similar to the shots I hit down there. A nice penetrating draw with a 9 degree head. But one thing straight away there for me, you will hear, is a difference in sound. So they have made some changes to the structure of this driver. We do have a lot more carbon in this. They've been able to move the weights around. They've been able to make it more forgiving. We do have a 10K version, which we'll get to shortly. But even this Tour Mid has over 9,000 inertia. So forgiveness wise, it's right up there even when we go into the standard head. We then go down into the low spin head. We get a little bit less inertia, but it depends what you are looking for. Spin rates, also what are you looking for? But down at the golf ball, I like the look. I've changed the loft on this fitting, but we're still getting nice towering draws like that when I put a better golf swing on that. Drawing down the right hand side of the fairway, the sound is something certainly you can get used to. But one big thing for me with this driver is the shaft. Shaft length, we have gone, like the cowbell, to a shorter shaft. And it's helping me find the middle a little bit more, make it a little bit more consistent, which is what we saw in the fitting. And after all, if you can just shorten that shaft, find the middle a little bit more, hit it further, hit more fairways, if that helps you lower your scores, then why not? Now we can see down here just in the rough, just short of the trouble, but also over there in the fairway, we can see the second shot. So consistency front to back there, pretty good. One in the fairway, one just in the rough. Let's get some numbers. Now we do have 4 different models when it comes to the new Lightning. We have the Lightning Tour, the Lightning Tour Mid, the Lightning Max 10K, and the Lightning Max Lite for those slower club head speeds. But performance gains, what are we going to see from this driver? We do have a faster frequency tuned face. We have more forgiving, we have more carbon fibre, exceptionally high MOI in every category of driver. We do have differences in the adjustability of the weights, which we're going to talk about in these drivers and show you just how forgiving they can be. But let's hit a few more drives and see some more numbers against that Black Ops driver. Now we know the score when it comes to testing new drivers. We are on to the 13th hole here at Lindsay. We do have 272 yards to carry that bunker. This driver is saying that it is faster, it is longer. We saw that in the fitting. Obviously we know the lot of technology we've talked through. We know that those weights have moved in towards the centre of the face. On the front of this driver, we know the weight at the back has gone to the back to get more carbon, to be able to get this driver a little bit faster, a little bit more sturdy. Now, can it perform? Again, a fantastic ball flight. Let's see, it's a little bit right of the bunkers, but that looked like it would have carried it. 275 carry there, going 293. Interesting, low on the face there, but 2,800 spin. So the combination for me of changing this loft a little bit down from 10.5 down to 9, also going into an X shaft instead of a stiff, has certainly helped with that spin and helped with that launch. That, even off the bottom of the face or lower on the face, has performed well. Let's see now if I can go on that aggressive line. Right, that's on the line. It's a little bit low. Will it carry? This is the test, because that was centred. And the answer is yes. That has carried at 277 yards, going 296. 2,450 spin. So very interesting there. A more penetrating ball flight, totally different to that Black Ops. But again, the spine on here is certainly making that face feel a little bit firmer. It's a different feel than the Black Ops. But let's test it against that now. So we can see weights are much more out to the side of this driver. And obviously that back weight is on actually the bottom of this driver, so it reduces the amount of carbon that they got in there. But this was a massive step for PXG, and it was a big turning point, I think, with PXG. The 0317 irons, the T irons, have been fantastic irons. They're still present, they're still fantastic, one of the best irons out on the market, and we do know there's some new irons potentially coming to replace the Gen 7s, which were, again, a step up from PXG, from where they had been, again, not just with looks, but performance-wise and technology. Well, interesting. A very similar strike to the first one. Has that carried? So again, a missed strike there. 260 yards. It actually pitched just before that bunker. It has gone into the bunker. It would have ran out to 280. James is saying it did just actually jump over it, so we might have got a nice big bounce. We have been waiting for a frost this morning. We wasn't able to tee off until after 11:30 today, so it certainly changed. We'll let this car pass for their own greater good. We don't want to be mishitting one, do we? Especially when it's a Range Rover. Right, let's see if we can get one out of the middle. So far down, but it wasn't a great strike. Right, a good strike there. You can see the launch straight away is up. And that is past the bunker, 274, going 290, so not running out as far because it does have that little bit more loft on it. But the new driver has performed well. And interesting enough, this is a longer shaft, so maybe we do a video where we switch the shafts around, or I put the shorter shaft into here. Do I find the centre a little bit more? Can I even it out? That's the big question that we need to find out with the new PXG. Now, I mentioned there in this video we do have 3 different changing weights, and that's the same in the 3 drivers, the more prominent drivers. So we do have the Tour driver, the Tour mid, and we do have the 10K. We do have 3 changeable weights. They have different weight systems in them to obviously get that inertia to where it needs to be. The Tour head is still into the 8,000s when it comes to inertia, so still a forgiving head. It was very interesting that the previous model, the Black Ops Tour driver, the lower spinning driver, was actually voted or ranked the #1 forgiving of the Tour drivers. So PXG have certainly upped their game in the driver market. This one, I think, again, is going to change things. But let's hit one more now down one of my favourite holes here at Lindrick. Now, after that apology, I did say that obviously the PXG would be staying in the golf bag and it would be tested against all the new clubs, just like we have done today. And I've not lied there, because PXG will be staying in the bag, but I do certainly think that it's going to be the Lightning driver. From the performance you've seen there, it has improved. I do enjoy this shorter shaft that I was fitted for down there, and it was a great fitting experience. Again, PXG do fittings up and down the country. Recently you've seen our beginner golfer Jimmy, he's been to see Kobe at Normanton, which is just outside of Leeds, so close to us, for a putter fitting. But he might be a convert, and you never know, he might be going to get fitted for the rest of the new PXG clubs that are en route. That's a nice high launching draw up that left hand side, and you'll see those numbers on screen there. We do know the Gen 8 irons are coming out in January, and I will be filming those very soon. They look fantastic. Again, big changes from PXG to improve on an already good model. But if you're in the market for clubs and you're thinking about getting a driver, if you are a PXG person, then this Lightning driver is certainly going to make you think about potentially changing out of that Black Ops, just like I have done. But guys, what drivers are you looking forward to? What clubs, what brands are you looking forward to coming out in 2026? We're quickly closing in on that. We will be testing all the new product very soon. Hopefully also with Mid Handicap Dave. He is due an operation on his thumb. So hopefully we can get all that testing done before that. Again, those comments below, let me know. And if you're not a subscriber, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you again very soon.